Greetings to all. You are watching Wisdom with Anthony sir. क्या आपके मन में कभी सवाल आया कि क्या मैं गलत इंग्लिश बोल दूं? क्या मैं जो बोलूं वो सही ना हो? Or whatever I'm going to speak, the purpose of the conversation may not complete. Have you thought or have you gone through all absurd questions, or sometimes it may around your brain and sometimes these questions may disturb you too? If it is the problem, today you are at the right platform. We are going to talk about the problems and the hindrances that we think that what if I speak wrong English? You know, as a beginner, sometimes, not even sometimes, many times that we think, what if I speak wrong English? What people will think about me? क्या सोचेंगे लोग? क्या उन्हें मेरे बारे में क्या आइडिया जाएगा? They will have lots of questions if I'm going to speak, and if the speaking is wrong, people will think about me what? We think about the impression, and with that fear, we leave our spoken English. We leave actually our doors of opportunities. Today, let us talk about the problem that we think in subconscious, that what if I do mistake? What if I speak wrong structures? What if my pronunciation is not okay? All these questions, all this disturbance and nuisance sometimes make a big obstacle in the way of learning. If you are in the terms of learning, let me tell you that all these things have no place actually. So let's talk about the solution. If you are thinking this, yes, I'm talking to you. आप इंग्लिश सीख रहे हैं, आप इंग्लिश को एक्सप्रेस कर रहे हैं, बट सबकॉन्शियस में कहीं डर भी है कि क्या मैं गलत बोल दूं? क्या होगा अगर मुझसे कुछ गलती हो जाए? और उस डर से what is happening actually, it is putting all the adverse effect in your communication skills. Rather getting improved, you are getting your performance deteriorated. आपकी परफॉर्मेंस घट रही है, डिक्लाइन हो रही है. रीजन बिहाइंड सबकॉन्शियस में क्या चल रहा है कि गलती ना कर दूं, कहीं मिस्टेक ना हो जाए. Isn't it? So let me tell you, I was also a victim of this problem, because I used to think too much about people. If I speak wrong English, if I do this mistake, that mistakes. So then slowly, I came across these facts that I need to remove all these barriers from my learning process. Yes, you heard it correct. These are the barriers which are actually hindering your way of learning. The very first thing that you can do is stop thinking about all negativity. Remove this thought from your subconscious mind and from your brain that what if I do mistake? Let me tell you, mistakes are bound to happen. What do you think, that if a native speaker is speaking, it doesn't make a mistake? It is wrong. He or she will make mistakes, because when we speak, mistakes are bound to happen. गलती होना obvious है, क्योंकि जब मैं कुछ करूंगा काम या मैं कुछ सीखूंगा तो मैं गिरूंगा भी. अब एक बच्चा example, let me take one example. If a boy, a baby, right? If a baby is learning how to walk, how many times it gets up and it falls down, it gets up and falls down, gets up and it falls down. Have you ever seen or witnessed this? If you are a housewife, if you are a college goer, if you are seeking the good job opportunities, I am talking to you. Even you are a university student, I'm talking to you. The power of your communication skills may develop gradually, but it can give you the place what has been meant for you. A baby doesn't think too much despite all the negativity, despite the strength, weakness, everything. Excuse me. It keeps moving. It doesn't stop. The main thing is that if it sees that I'm not able to get up, I'm not able to stand for longer 2 minutes, it would never can get up and never can run. You know why? Because subconscious mind, what is that? That I need to go, I need to get up. And when it keeps going and keep putting the efforts in getting up, the day comes from the day one, that day comes which is called one day, that it is able not even to get up, it runs. And those babies are those who get the gold medals in the Olympics, isn't it? So if you think about the mistakes, it's impossible to learn a language. Because learning a second language is always an adventure. It is a thrilling. It gives you immense pleasure to somebody who is in the real terms of learning. My today's video, if you watch it completely, it will change your mindset which has already put you down. It will again let you get up and to stand there and to conquer your fear, your subconscious mind, all the negativity. It will, today we are going to remove everything. But I need your cooperation. Don't think that mistakes would become barrier in my communication skills. No. एक इंसान मुझे दिखा दो जो गलती ना करता हो. There is no one. Second, I have for you, we are thinking too much about the mistakes, about the faltering, about the wrong speaking. We are not looking at the positive side. Just look at the positive side. Sometimes, when you say, when you are in the conversation, when you come back home, you should appreciate yourself. Self-appreciation also needed in order to get going. We are not appreciating ourselves and we are looking at the negative side always. Is it worth? Is it worth? No, I don't think so. My dear, this thinking, life is given once, either make it or break it, that is in our hand. Just because of the fear of making mistakes, what absurd thing, no? It sounds very absurd. I'm stopping myself, I'm not learning, I've stopped learning. How is it possible? My dear, if I'm talking to you, if you have stopped or if you have given up, I'm talking to you once again. Get up and keep going. Take the books if you have kept it on the shelf. If your books are covered with the dust, remove the dust, take it out, start learning. Begin it. I love one phrase in English, there is never late. Yes, there is never late. Take it out. Practice. Once again you begin. Just think that was a night, it is gone now, it's again one more dawn you have, a morning, great morning you have. Just get going. Don't think too much about your negative side. Even think that native speakers are also making mistakes. So that's obvious. They also speak sometimes wrong. But what do happen to them? We are not going to hang them, isn't it? So nobody will hang you too. Don't think too much about that. Don't think too much about that. Think the positive side that I'm learning, because a baby when learns, he or she makes mistake. He or she says the wrong things also. Mistake can be done by adult also, no problem. That's okay, that's fine, we are learning. But if you know that you have mistaken, then correct it, that's it. Doing the same mistake again and again, that's the problem. That's where one should not be very quite familiar with. Right? Then third thing I have, convince yourself that you are learning. Unless you convince yourself that I'm learning, nobody else will come to you. Go and speak to yourself in the mirror. Boss, you are learning. And if you improve your linguistic skills, communication skills, it will bring you to the door of opportunities which are waiting for you. You begin. When you begin, when you do these things, when you convince, because it is difficult to convince ourselves. It is difficult to convince oneself. It is easier to convince others. Sometimes we are driven by others' mind, कि उसने बोला कि तेरी English अच्छी नहीं है, हम मान के बैठे हुए. No, just we need to prove ourselves. No, it is not like that what others thought about me, what others perceived about me or they considered about me. That's not the thing. I need to change my methods. I need to change my things because that is my. I should convince myself. Let others not convince you negatively. Why should they? No. So convince yourself that you are learning and it is obvious. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take a breath. I'm talking to you. Take a breath. No problem. So if you have given up all these things and thinking too much about, please, you need to take a break and just convince yourself. Hold your hand, your own hand. Tell your heart, you are good. There is never late, and begin once again. Because just because of lack of communication skills, many doors are shut for us. But if we want those doors to be opened again, we need to put the efforts in the right way, in the right directions. Maybe I am talking to somebody's heart. If it is for you, please grab it today. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Do it today. Last but not least, I have a question for you. So far I have been speaking. Now I want you to speak to yourself. Have you ever seen a human being who has not made a mistake in their life while speaking? Even you don't make mistakes when you speak your native language? Yes. How many times your tongue get twisted? कितनी बारी हमारी ज़बान फिसल जाती है हमारी अपनी भाषा बोलने में? Isn't it? I have experienced lots of time. I learned English as a second language. English is not my first language. That is the second language that I learned. But learning a second language is always adventure. It just gives me immense, pleasure. That pleasure you must have lost somewhere with the fear of making mistakes, my dear. Or what happens? Or what if you make a mistake? So I want you to think whether a human being exists in this world, on this earth, who has not made a mistake while speaking. Obviously you will not find anyone. We need to accept our imperfections and to reach to the perfection. Are you getting me what I said? Accept your imperfections because we are learning. Suppose you learned a bike, an Activa, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. Haven't you made a mistake? You might have shifted the wrong gear. You might have shifted the wrong, applied the wrong. For example, if you were supposed to put accelerator, you must have applied the brake. Many times it happens. We are learning. When we are learning, or let me give you one more example. If somebody is participating in the race, in the competition, if he falls down, what happens? It will not remain there falling down. It will get up and run again to complete the race. Complete your race. You are learning. You were learning. Now who told you to stop? Don't stop. Start it again. Wherever you are, start it again. And I know that you will start to whom I'm talking to. So don't think too much there, if that, but leave all this. I'm learning, be comfortable and speak to yourself first. Keep practicing. You will improve one day, and surely I hope that you must have liked the class. If you have liked the class, please hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe it and share if it is worth for you. Let others also share it with others so that we can improve one day. Take care. Bye bye.